Hey everybody, Patrick Haas is here. So I wanted to talk to you about some of the one of the main conspiracy theories I heard today. A lot of people calling in the radio shows and talking about it on the internet is the more than one shooter theory that's going on out there. And a lot of this stems from the fact that the FBI is not releasing any information really. So people are taking what they hear and, or what they assume and kind of filling in the blanks. It's a natural thing to do. But is it true or not? Was there more than one shooter? I don't know. I wasn't there. Today on Michael Savage's show, some people who said they were there called in and said that they believed there was another shooter, and they give specific reasons why they believe this. I'm going to put their clip at the end of this video here so everybody can see it for themselves and hear it in their own words. Another person called in on the Michael Savage show and said that they were military vet and that they believed that the weapon was what's known as a M249 or squad automatic weapon saw, which I have a bit of experience working with those, and I don't think that's what it was because the rate of fire didn't match. To me, in the clips that I saw and heard, it sounded to me like a AR or a 223 round being fired out of an AR or an M16. Being fired probably about 40 round bursts is what I was hearing, which would fit with the crime scene photos which showed 40 round magazines laying around. Oh, there's my cat, by the way. So, Yubby, by the way. So that I don't think it was a 249 because, like I said, the rate of fire didn't match. Now, 249 can be belt fed, it can be fed by magazines, a lot of different things, but like I said, I don't think that's what it was. Now, the damage inflicted on the victims and the sound of the weapon and all that is also going to, what's really going to determine a lot of that is going to be the type of ammunition used. And I just wanted to show you just out of 223, which is what an M4 or a Bushmaster AR-15 fires, just some of the multiple different rounds that you can find. Like this right here is a polymer tip, like usually used for varmint hunting and things like that. Here's Full Metal Jacket and a light armor piercing green tip. And just for comparison, this is an AK-47 round, which is a 7.62 by 39 compared to an M4 round. So there's a lot of different types of rounds that could be used. It's not an exact science. It's very hard to say just hearing something off a microphone what exactly it is, but I'm just trying to show you how complex it is to try to figure out exactly what type of weapon was being fired. But just based on my opinion, it sounded to me like I was hearing an AR-15 and an AR-10, a 308 in some of those clips. Just what it sounded like to me. Another thing is, and you'll hear this in the witness statements on Michael Savage show today, a lot of people said they kept hearing loud sounds that were really close to them. And I don't know, I wasn't there, I didn't see it, and I'm not trying to be one of those veterans that comes out and says, oh, I know everything because I was in combat or something like that, because I certainly don't. But one thing did happen to me one time in Iraq where me and my squad got open fire on by somebody in a elevated position, and they fired down at us, and we were in the street. Now, we took cover, but they kept firing at us, and the rounds hitting the concrete were so loud that I was around the corner and I didn't see him hitting. I actually thought the shooter was way closer. The rounds were so loud, I thought the rifle was right there until I kind of peeked around the corner and I saw it was just the rounds hitting the concrete. So just, one of those things that happens in combat. Sometimes, the sounds are a little different and things like that. So I'm just throwing that out there. But I was not there. Aside from the video footage, all I can do is report to you what I'm hearing. But I want to play for you what was said on the Michael Savage show, and please let me know what you think. Do you think this is credible? Do you think it's not?
Today's topic is not about the vermin in the media, the vermin in these activist groups funded by the worst man on the planet. It is about what actually occurred. Who actually did the shooting? Was there more than one shooter? The reason we are asking this is because even an untrained ear can hear the different sounds of several different guns. We know the lunatic allegedly had 29 different guns, which makes no sense unto itself. If a man's going to go do a crazy thing like this, he would not bring weapons that have different caliber ammunition. That's something that the Knish on late night television doesn't understand. That's something that Woody Allen wouldn't understand. It's something Larry David wouldn't understand. It's something that maybe Robert Nero would understand from all the horror movies he has been involved in, all the shootings. Okay, so you had several different weapons with different calibers being shot by the same man, right? Wrong. It's impossible to believe that. An AR-15 shoots a .223. An M60 shoots a 7.62. An AK-47 also shoots a 7.62. Why would a man want to confuse ammunition in the middle of such an event? He wouldn't. Something's wrong with the picture. In addition to this, we have a caller on the line who has been gracious enough to stay over. She's Gail. She's calling from Las Vegas on my affiliate KBET. She was actually shot at. She's not a late-night crybaby comedian making believe he knows what the hell he's talking about. She was shot at. She said she heard two different types of sounds, meaning two different types of guns. But worse than that, in terms of this investigation that's being covered up, she said she believes there was a man going through the crowd, shooting at people in the crowd. Gail, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Welcome back. Thanks for staying on the line. Please tell your story all over again to a brand new audience on the Savage Nation.
Okay. Well, when we were first there, we heard the popping of the sounds, and we thought it was a firecracker, you know. And it was only like, you know, 3 or 4 pop, pop, pops. And then it got quiet, and then a couple more pop, 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 pops, and then it just started spraying, you know, it just nonstop bullets shooting. So everybody started running, and we just ducked. You know, my husband and I, we just went on the ground and froze. And I remember, you know, there's a girl that was standing right next to me that was shot in the stomach, and she had a huge bullet wound in her stomach. It was huge. It wasn't a little tiny thing, and she was bleeding profusely. It was horrible, and then people were just freaking out, and so everybody ran, and we were just still standing there, and my husband said, Gail, we gotta go, we gotta run, we're gonna get shot. So we got up and we started running toward the vendor tents. They're the white plastic tents, and there was a Metro Police officer that was out there, and he saw us running, and he said, come here, get here, and he grabbed me, and he pulled us inside the tent, and we went down, and the shots kept going, and then they would stop, and then we were like, okay, it's okay, it's all over, and then they would start all over again, and it seemed to me, and I'm not a pro on guns and bullets, anything, but there was like higher sounding bullets and then a really lower, deeper bullet. And as we were laying there, it sounded like the shots were getting closer to us. And I'm going, oh my God, we're going to get shot. They're going to see us in this tent. Because it seemed like somebody, I'm not saying this by any means, but to me, it sounded like somebody was actually walking from the crowd from west to east through the crowd and shooting, because everybody was going in one direction because there's no way out. And then they would stop, and then it would be like higher pitches and then no sound. So, and then the sound would start again, but they were on top of each other, it sounded. I was freaking out, you know, obviously.
Hold on, you just said they would be on top of each other, meaning the higher sounding bullet and then the lower sounding, or let's say the sound of one gun higher, then lower, and they were coming at you at the same time?
Yes, they sounded at the same time, and the one that was lower kept getting closer sounding to us. And I'm thinking, your brain goes through all these images and thoughts, and I'm thinking, oh my God, it sounds like there's somebody on the ground that is shooting. And what was so bizarre about this is that Mandalay Bay was on our right. This creep was on the 32nd floor, and the girl that was standing right beside me, maybe 7-8 inches behind me, got shot straight in her stomach, right above her belly button. Now, how does a bullet come straight down and make a left turn and hit her in the stomach? And I don't understand it. It was.
Wait, hold on. I don't understand. So the hotel is on the right, but she got shot from the left?
She got shot straight in the center. We were facing due south. Mandalay.
So you were facing away from the hotel, Gail. I want to be clear. You were facing away from the hotel.
Our right shoulder would be facing Mandalay Bay.
Okay, on the right shoulder, there's the hotel. Now your stomach is facing diagonal to that hotel, and you're saying the girl next to you was facing in the same direction as you and your husband?
Yes, we were both facing west.
Okay, so you're asking how could she get struck directly in her stomach from that direction when there was allegedly no shooter there?
Well, see, that's what's so bizarre, because I even thought that. Because how could a bullet be coming from our right, which was on our west? We're facing direct south. A bullet would have to come straight up and make a 90-degree left turn and go into her stomach.
Gail, has anyone from L.A. Las Vegas Metro interviewed you?
Yeah, not from there, but I've had other interviews with, like, CBS, and I was mentioned at the White House by Sarah Huckabee.
But did you tell the story that you just told about two different sounds of two different sounding guns?
They seem south, yes.
No. Did you tell that? Did you tell what you just told my audience to the other folks who have interviewed you? Did you say that exact thing?
No, because no one asked me that.
Oh, no one asked you that. The Knishes in the media didn't ask you that.
No.
A hot dog has more analytical ability than most people in the media. Gail, listen to me. What you have just said on this program will make the news.
Oh.
And I'm not going to divulge your name. I don't want you to be exposed to this. Frankly, if I were you, Gail, I would not give any more interviews. Listen to me very carefully, Gail.
Yes, sir.
Please do not give any more interviews. Do not divulge your name. Disappear into the night, Gail.
Well, they're finding me. I don't know how, but I haven't given any interviews except to the CBS, and they're very gracious, And
Well, they're very gracious. Be careful with them. They're not very gracious. They're very dangerous. Gail, I'm going to let you go because I don't want you to be on this phone any longer. I just want to thank you for surviving and for being an eyewitness to an American tragedy. Did you hear that call? Many people have called this show and other shows and said they were sure there was more than one shooter. The fact of the matter is, you want to remain skeptical? Go ahead. Do whatever you want. But you're saying it's fake news because people are calling? And which source is reliable to you? What is it? CNN is a reliable source? What's a reliable source to you? People who are actually there, or people who have the brains of a Knish who know how to make a tie? KBET, Las Vegas. Jessica, you were there. What did you hear?
So hi there. I have friends that are survivors out here, and each and every one of them have said as soon as they heard the bullets, they started running away from the bullets. But then what they also said is once they would stop, they would get up to run again, and bullets were coming towards them. So there was, for sure, other shooters. There were.
So you're saying what the other lady said, which is you were running away from the direction of the hotel, yep, and they were getting shot at from the direction that you were running to, not from the hotel.
Exactly. So they were.
But because the stupid, gullible Democrat voters out there did not hear it on CNN, it's not real, it's fake news. Do you hear how stupid some of these people are?
I have friends that were shot. One of my friends just had hand surgery yesterday to get all the shrapnel out. There's another bullet stuck in her buttocks. They will not take it out. But like you guys said earlier, whatever artillery they were using, these weren't blowing off limbs and stuff. They were penetrating and going into their body, but not coming back out. So I don't know. I'm not an expert on guns, but there were definitely other shooters, and I was skeptical of that at first too. But now hearing it live from my friends, I know there were other people there. There were other people there shooting.